Opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or messages posted in chat are strictly their own personal views and do not reflect the views of Bolin Services, Inc., a 501c3 nonprofit organization, nor does it reflect the views of the sponsors of this program. Political commentary, if any, are strictly personal opinions and should not be construed as endorsements of or opposition to any political party, candidate, or voter initiative by Bolin Services, Inc. This audio-visual presentation is copyrighted by Kenneth W. Bolin. No rebroadcast, retransmission, simulcast, or other distribution of this video or the audio associated with it is permitted without the express written permission of Kenneth W. Bolin. All original content on this presentation is owned in full and solely by Kenneth W. Bolin.
Warning, the following podcast has extremely high levels of Kenny Bolin. Studies have shown that excessive exposure to Kenny Bolin may have damaging effects to your physical and mental well-being. Viewer discretion is advised. No, seriously, we mean it. There will be naughty words, lots of them, probably. Now you've been warned. This warning sponsored by the Story Time with Dutch Mantel.
Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Wasn't that a lengthy intro between John Cena Sr. giving the warning about how the language could possibly be, between the copyright warnings, and all the opinions here may or may not be those of you at home and our sponsors, and our intro music back for the first time in a long time, and I guess we're not going up against stiff competition tonight because we actually are opening the show with 116 viewers watching the show. I'm sure most of them are the non-donating type, but hey, they're here and welcome aboard. And you picked a great night to be here. I have a new sponsor that we're going to be talking about tonight. I haven't had time to get their logos ready or anything. And it might be a short-term agreement for now. But I had a bit of a day. I've had a bit of a couple of days, and a family member of mine took me out to Kingfish tonight. I hadn't been to Kingfish in about 3 or 4 years, and so they took me to Kingfish tonight, and we've got a lot of history over at that Kingfish across the river, over in Jeffersonville, Indiana, off of 10th Street, and they were very nice to us tonight and treated us to a wonderful meal. For 3 of us, me, my family member, and a special guest that we had with us tonight. And I guarantee you that bill was way over $100 for the 3 of us. But that's not the bill we got, and I'm not at liberty to discuss what the amount of that bill was. But they were so kind and remembered us from being over there with John Cena and Rico Constantino and Bull Buchanan and Mike Mondo and all the various Randy Orton, all the various stars that ate with me over there. Unfortunately, I didn't get to take Bobby Lashley there. Billy Seller says there's nothing on TV worth watching tonight. Well, that's good. That might be why we have 118 live viewers in here tonight. But tonight, I decided to go ahead and do the show. I just barely got in from Kingfish, got the dogs let out. I've got them in the bedroom tonight for a reason, so they don't interfere too much with the show. But tonight I'm going to give you all a special guest that's going to join me here. And if we make at least $60 in donations for the first half hour, we will stay for a full hour tonight. But we got to make at least $60. There's plenty of you in here watching the show. I had a good day in the stock market today, but I never touched my stock market money, so it's like it never happened. But it was made like $500 today, but I don't touch it. So I'll leave it there and pass it on to those that might need it more than me one day down the road. But it was the best day I've had in the stock market for quite some time. And got my refund back from Cincinnati Bill Pay that stole $335 from me. So that was good. And still waiting on an insurance check, though. They're dragging me out. What else is new? But let's see here. Oh, we've already had to block somebody today. Oh, well. So I'm going to have my special guest come in here and join me and get me through this. And like I said, if we can raise at least $60 tonight, we'll stay longer. If not, then we'll be out of here by 9:45, and I'll find something on TV worth watching. So tonight, my special guest, if he will step in, y'all have seen him here before. You're going to see him again. Cam, what do you got there?
Well, exactly how unlimited all these hush puppies.
Well, they were totally unlimited. They tilt them to the camera there. Let everybody see this. Because I have to promote some special sales. Yeah, the all you can eat unlimited hush puppies over at the Kingfish tonight.
Oh yeah,
and they sent some home for the doggies. Yeah, like the doggies are going to get any of them with Cameron here.
Not me around, no.
And I want to talk about a couple of specials with Kingfish that they're going to be done. I promised them I'd take care of them tonight. We're going to throw their logo up on the Thursday show. But Kingfish has a couple of specials that if you live in the Louisville metro area that you might not know about, because I didn't know about it. If you go over there on a Tuesday night, which is what it is tonight, if one person buys a platter, they have a 3-piece chicken dinner and fries.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what the regular price is. It's like $7-8, I guess.
Yeah.
$1.
$1.
$1. So if you're a single mom with a couple of kids, you can go over there with your 2 kids, regardless of their age, because my kids were pretty young, pretty old tonight. But you can go over there with your 2 kids. Get yourself a platter deal. It might be $15, 15, 20, depending what you get. You can get 2 chicken strip dinners for your kids for $1.
Yep, $1.
And I didn't know that. And one of my family members is a lot older than that, and that's what he got. And he got it for $1. It worked out pretty good. And like I said, the overall bill was amazing. We were shocked at what they did for us. And like I said, we're not at liberty to divulge what they did because they said they don't do that for everybody. So we were very thrilled and privileged that they treated us so good. We had preferred seating right there on the river where you could look over into the promised land and see Louisville, Kentucky from the Kennedy Bridge. And
really call it the Kennedy Bridge at this point.
And it was a very good night. Hello, Dan Lemley, Billy Sellers, sweet little Jambi's in here tonight. We're also trying to raise money to help Jambi pay her electric bill. It is roughly $20 for Jambi's electric bill. So that's one of the projects we have for tonight. Eunice's family could use about $30. So that's $50. And then who else was it? We got another electric bill that needs paid. Oh, Ruby May's family has a 1,700 peso electric bill. That is about $35. So those are our three main projects tonight. That's why we're trying to raise at least 60 to 90 bucks on here tonight. For those who can help and those have the power to do so, we appreciate it. Cam Moron, the illegitimate bastard son of James Elizabeth Cornett, is in studio with me tonight. He's been here before, and he says if y'all don't donate, he'll do it again. I am also rooting big time for the Pacers. They scored 41 points in the fourth quarter last night and came up 2 points short after beating the Knicks rather soundly there in their building. Well, not soundly, but they beat them at Madison Square Garden.
Well, I guess you could say they started off at a bad pace.
They started off at a bad pace. Their shirts over there, Pat McAfee was outside their arena today. It used to be Conseco Fieldhouse when me and Mark Cuban would go there, but it's now called something else. I forgot, but Pat McAfee was there today, and their T-shirts are yellow, and in blue it says "Yes, Sirs," as in Pace Sirs. So you'll have to see those shirts. They're pretty wild. And so if you donate, I'll check my phone here in a little bit. I guess I got to get my go bag.
Well, I want to remind you that I found your phone and I ordered a couple of more.
Oh, you didn't.
Orders of,
you didn't.
Of those hush puppies. So,
well, they are all you can eat. So you just having to bring them across the river, huh?
Yeah.
Well, there we go. So yeah, when you go to Kingfish, whatever night you go, it's all you can eat hush puppies. So if you got a family of 3 or 4 goes over there, they'll bring you hush puppies till you get tired of eating them. And they probably have the best hush puppies in Louisville, Kentucky.
Incredible.
They are good. These ain't Long John Silver's, Captain D's, wherever the hell you get your hush puppies at. I think even Popeyes has had hush puppies.
Yeah.
No, this is a whole nother world of hush puppy here, son.
Crunchy
and huge. I mean, well, you saw them.
Yeah.
Open the box again. We'll show the box one more time. These are all you can eat. You can go over there and get you a soda.
And there's even on the small side for those.
Yeah, they'll make them bigger if you want them to.
Yeah.
And but that's all you can eat. And they sent me home with what, 2 or 3 boxes of those?
Every bit of it.
Because I told them I was going to give them to my dogs. The dogs, they might get one. We'll see.
That would be around.
I brought home 3 pieces of fish. Will Billy? Well, I hope you're going to do more than that because we got some pictures. Plus, we're going to try to get Billy to settle out of court with us because we weren't able to get 2 of the pictures that he wanted. So Mr. Cena has made 2 more of those John Cena Sr. autographed pictures available for us. We should have those any day now, I would think. And he was wanting us to get $200 each out of them. So maybe we can get Billy to settle out of court with us for that. But yeah, because Billy had ordered like $240 worth of pictures. Then he dropped one of them. And then Herb was not able to get the autographs that he wanted. But if we can get Billy to settle out of court with us for a couple of other autographs, then we don't, and unless Billy's backing out of all 3 pictures, I don't know. But we were counting on it because we kind of already spent that money. So we hope so. And when people make a pledge, we really count on them honoring it. Also, if anyone else out there is wanting autograph pictures, I've got a little situation that happened here a couple of days ago that I thought was going to cost me $300, but it's ended up going to cost $150. So if I could sell a couple of those autograph pictures that we've got, I think one of them, one of our fans was wanting the Trish Stratus picture. He said he'll be buying that the first of the month. We still have some Undertakers. We still have, I think, a Shawn Michaels left, 1 or 2 Stone Cold Steve Austins, which I think I owe Billy one of those. So we'll get it all worked out. But Yeah. So we got till 9:45 to raise at least $60. If we do, we will stay. If we don't, we will go gladly because it's been a long ass day.
In all honesty, I think I owe several of my early pubescent years to Trish Stratus anyway. So I might actually end up buying that picture anyway if nobody else does.
There's that Kingfish bill. You believe that?
Good God! Oh,
that's unreal.
Yeah, well,
that's unreal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that bill should have been right in the neighborhood of about $118. That's what it should have been.
Every bit of it. Yeah, they hooked us up. I'm gonna.
Well, as you say, it's good to be the king.
It is good to be the king.
Good to be the king.
At Kingfish.
At Kingfish. Well, what else are you gonna do?
Yeah.
So the two specials they got, I want you guys to be aware of it. Kingfish over at Jefferson Street is the kids' night on Tuesday nights. You got to go Tuesday night. Buy one platter, and you can have two of your kids, regardless of their age, get the $1 chicken tender dinner. 3. And my family member could not even eat all of his chicken and fries tonight. And he's way over the kid age. But that's what he ordered, and that's what he got. So, and then the other big one is if you really like fish, and if you like, what were the 3 choices? Scrod,
catfish,
and shrimp. If you want to get all 3, and in this day and age, this is a hell of a buy. You can get all you can eat scrod, all you can eat catfish, and all you can eat shrimp for $35. If you only want one of those, it's all you can eat for $25. That's a hell of a buy these days.
I'd spend the extra $10 and get all 3 of them.
I mean, if you like all 3,
yeah.
I personally would do the 25 and do all you can eat catfish. That would be me. But if you like all 3, and if you like shrimp, which Maya was a big fan of shrimp, and if you like catfish and if you like scrod, you can go to Kingfish on Monday nights only. All you can eat. So if you're a big fat fuck and you really like to eat, right, Eunice? You're a big fat fuck, Billy Sellers, right, Billy? If you're right, Daniel Emily, any of us big fat fucks or with big fat fuck appetites, and I guarantee you, Cameron might put Kingfish out of business.
I might. I haven't decided yet.
I don't know. They might have a sign up with his picture where they won't let Cameron come over there and eat.
I do like
all you can eat unless you're this guy.
Unless you're this guy, yeah.
Because Cameron is allergic to one thing and one thing only. It's called to-go boxes, and the only reason that's my to-go box. That's the only reason that exists.
And he's lucky that's his.
Billy loves some shrimp. Billy, you can go over there and get all you eat shrimp for $25 if the shrimp's all you wanted. But if you want your choice of all 3 fishes, the shrimpy, the catfishy, and the scrotty, then it's $35. But if you just want one of the 3, $25 Monday nights, and then Tuesday nights. I told you I was going to put Kingfish over big tonight. Tuesday nights, if you're a single mom, you're looking for a night out, want to take a couple kids with you, buy one platter, 2 kids eat free. Say you got 2 single moms, and you got 4 kids. 2 single moms get 2 platters, 4 kids eat for $1 each.
You can't beat that.
What I got to clean my language up because I'm talking about Kingfish right now. What the heck?
Yeah.
What the heck? People going, why is Kenny talking not dirty? Well, Kenny's trying to keep it clean for Kingfish.
Yeah.
124 of you watching the show. We've got 20 minutes to make $60 in donation. I got a bad feeling tonight, Cameron. I got a bad feeling.
Just blame it on me.
That's my intentions. We have no donations.
None?
I should sign off now.
After that?
After that.
Oh, man.
No donations. Holy Jesus.
Kingfish be damned.
Good thing we ate good at Kingfish, right?
Yeah. Kingfish. Soon to be a sponsor.
Jasmine wrote me. She's making breakfast. Well, you ain't eating. I sent her pictures of what we had for dinner tonight.
Oh, hell.
That was torture.
Oh, yeah. Probably.
I shouldn't have done that. That was wrong.
That's like sending a pitcher of fish to a starving family. Oh, never mind.
We were able, I say we, Bob was kind enough to help our sweet friend Jelly Bean. Jelly Bean's daughter, they sent me pictures. Rile them up, Billy. Jelly Bean, Billy hadn't even dropped $3 on a badge, and he's trying to get people to donate.
Well, now it's on him because it's not on me because he's
trying to rile them up. He is.
He's leading the charge, and he's telling me.
Cheska's watching the show and says, good morning. Hi, Cheska. Art Jell's watching the show. My sweet little 11. She's about to be 11.
Let's do this. Donut if you don't want to see me on the show again. Maybe that'll drum up some people. It'll save Kenny some.
We will get all this covered real soon. I'm home and doing my show right now, but we will get this done. All right.
Save Kenny some money out of his pocketbook.
Let's see. Oh, there we go. My friend. Oh my God. My friend Angie that I went to high school with was apparently in town for Derby.
Oh.
Looking amazing. That's my friend. We graduated high school together. The blonde.
Wow.
She was my girlfriend for a brief period of time in high school.
I can see that.
Angie Spees. And I probably know the girl she's with, but I'd have to take another look. They got those Derby hats on.
You got Angie Spees and Angie Slows.
Angie's looking amazing. Yeah. Well, you were looking like a movie star. You mean to tell me you were here for Derby and didn't drop by to see me? Probably a reason for that. A jealous ass husband of hers.
Yeah, probably. I like you too, Billy Sellers. You're that's one of the first compliments I think I've ever gotten on the show. I'm fully convinced.
Billy's trying to get heat.
Yeah.
What he's doing.
Yeah, he is.
Let's see here. It looks like we might have one donation. We got Daniel Limley has donated $15. Oh, there's a start in the right direction. Thank you, Daniel. Appreciate it. Did TC from the NC do anything here? I thought I saw his name light up.
Where's Bob at tonight?
Bob has been on a 5-day nerd fest. He's been on a 5-day nerd fest. I transferred $15 over to Venmo today so I could help take care of a family, and that $15 has not got there, even though it said it was an instant transfer. Got to look into that.
Yeah.
Might be something to do with my Fidelity account. I don't know.
Yeah, somebody might have called it out of thin air and
but they did reimburse me the $335 that was stolen from me, but they said it will take 2 to 3 days to sweep it into my account. I was on the phone with them today.
Yeah.
Spoke with another girl named Andrea. I had 2 customer service reps today. Both were named Andrea. How about that?
That's
so it looks like TC from the NC donate. So we have 25 of the 60 we need.
Hell yeah.
No, we never got a drop of rain here. They've been hollering for rain all day, and this morning we had some. This morning, maybe a 1/10 of an inch of that. But parts of southern Kentucky got as much as 2 to 2.5 inches.
Yeah, I wouldn't really call it rain.
125. Yeah, it wouldn't really rain. We have 125 people watching. Honey Rose says she has a college exam later today. I'm doing my show, sweet lady, but I will get with you after the show. Good luck on your exam. Honey Rose is one of the ones that we've been helping with her school from time to time.
You know what you should do with these flags?
What should we do? Well, I give them to big supporters of the show. And what should we do with them other than use them as microphone wraps?
Put a pen ink in them and turn them into pins.
Oh, well, there might be something there. Might be something to that. And what else we got?
Could be an incentive.
Eunice is watching the show, says she's glad to hear that Bob still helps Jelly Bean's family. And so we did get one donation out of North Carolina. That was from TC. So we got $25 in the house. We have 14 minutes to raise $35.
I'll tell you what, even StreamYard is telling you to stop me.
That is kind of what it's saying, isn't it? That is kind of what it's saying.
It's stuck in.
125 live viewers right now. Well, Billy, when I send you your autographed pictures, I will make sure you get one of those, and you will get your Bolin card, which Cameron got one tonight, the boss card.
Yep.
They're like a plastic credit card. These aren't paper business cards that I've given out before. These are actually plastic boss cards. That means you're a big supporter of the show. And whoever I owe autographs to will get a BS flag and a boss card with their autographed pictures.
Where's that again?
I owe Jeff Sanford an autographed picture. And out of all the autographed pictures, he wanted one of me, even though we offered to let him get one of the WWE versions.
There's the boss card right here.
And there's the boss card right there.
It's sturdy plastic too.
Okay, that's the real shit right there. And my signature is digitally imposed on the back, so I wouldn't have to do it myself. So Plus, it turns out perfect every time that way.
Yeah.
Perfect every time. So we got $25 in the house, trying to get at least 60. 90 would be better because that will let us take care of the 3 people.
You should invest in an auto pen so you don't have to sign on that.
Well, there's you got old Trumpy bitching about people that uses the auto pen.
You can't have him.
Even though his first term he used the auto pen a lot and has apparently used it in his second term, but now he's saying that ought to be unconstitutional because Biden used the auto pen and he's done it this term.
Well, but the rules don't say that a king can't use one, only the president. I mean, even still, they don't even say.
Is that what it says?
Yeah,
okay.
They don't even say a president can't use.
Could I get you to hand me? I'm going through this quicker than I thought. Could I get you to hand me? Well, no, this one's fine. Well, it's not fine, but it's near empty. God damn, you already killed yours?
I'm a camel.
Well, there you go. One hump or 2?
Well, it depends on how much you pay me.
I ain't paying for 2 humps. That's for damn sure. Well, here you go. You can throw those away then. Oh boy, still got my damn keys wrapped around my neck.
How about the sun kiss? I didn't know if you wanted that.
With that, no, Pepsi's fine. Pepsi's fine. Do you know where my other keys are? Did you leave them on the kitchen counter or where?
On the kitchen counter, I believe.
Well, here you can set these and that on the kitchen counter, and you can throw those in the garbage. That's the only reason he's here is to clean the house. He doesn't. We tricked him. We tricked him into that. There's Art Jill in the house. We've been helping Art Jill recently. She just got her school supply money recently. So hi, Art Jill. Hope you're doing good, sweetie. And TC said it's been a washout over there. Yeah, they've been talking about rain here all day, and we have got next to nothing. And they said that it might work out that way, and that's kind of how it's worked out. Yeah, I'll be rooting for the Pacers big time tomorrow, or they play tonight.
That's
yeah, they got to go back to Madison Square Garden, so it's probably tomorrow. I'll be watching the Cincinnati Reds when I get out of here. They're playing Kansas City. They got a good win yesterday.
Hey, really?
So yeah, if anybody donates, let me know. It's going to be one of those nights, man.
It might be
one of those nights. That's
like
a shame.
Eagles song.
That's a shame. 125 people watching.
Yeah.
And
if 24 of those people just send $1.
I've heard some things. I'm supposed to get more information later this week. A guy wrote me from Cheap Heat Productions.
Cheap Heat Productions.
Yeah.
Sounds fake to me.
I've done their show a few times. And apparently there's some controversy going on over at the network. So I'm supposed to get updates on all that later. What do y'all want to talk about? I'm doing good, Art Jill. How's my sweet little girl? Loved your new pictures you sent me. You're looking just as pretty as ever. Art Jill. I don't even think Art Jill's turned 11 yet. She'll be 11 on her next birthday. Ruby May will be 16 on November 29th. Eunice will be 19 on November 29th. Chinny will be 19 on November 29th. Hey, Cameron.
Yeah.
We got a phone call while I was on the way to Kingfish today. You want to tell the people who the phone call was from?
The one and only Dirty Dutch Mendel.
What was he bitching about? That I was ducking his calls.
That you were ducking his calls, yeah.
Well, I was. Because you irritate me, Dutch. You irritate me.
At least you weren't Mickeying his calls or goofing his calls.
No.
You were just ducking.
Actually, I was out of town.
Yeah.
And I did not know he had called.
Yeah.
So we're on our way to dinner tonight. And I think that's the third time you've been in the car with me that Dutch has called.
Yeah.
It's at least 3 times. And 3 times Cameron's been in the car with us going to dinner somewhere. And the other time was Fish House, sponsor on the show.
Love them, by the way.
And then another time, I think we were on our way to Royals, sponsor on the show.
Yeah.
And so 3 times he's called us when we've been on our way to dinner to one of the sponsors. And Dutch has called. So I think he thinks Cameron lives in our car with us. Say hi to Cameron. He's there again. Yeah, he's there again. So
pure happenstance.
Dutch seems to be doing very good. He was very proud of himself because he was bringing up a lot of names on his podcast. And he says, I remembered all of them. I said, well, that's a step in the right direction. I said, that's better than me. I'm 10 years younger than you, and I can't remember the cast of The Walking Dead. So My spell check should be here. My check should be here Thursday. Yeah. I foot sign a release before I gonna make a bigger donation whenever. Well, I appreciate that. I'm waiting on an insurance check myself. They told me today that they've been on vacation for the week, and we're going to validate your claim. We have to investigate your claim, even though they've already gotten the report from the TV repairman, the computer repair guy, the phone repair guy.
Well,
because they tried to act like, well, we don't think there's that much wrong with your stuff. You need to have a technician look at it. Our person said there wasn't that much wrong. I said, well, that's funny. Your person came over here and I showed them everything that was wrong. And that person agreed with me. And now they're telling you well, they said one of the TVs was a little questionable. I said, well, good, because there's 2 TVs. And you got half of it right. So the one of the most respected TV repairmen in Louisville has been in business. Andy's TV's been in sale, what, 30, 40 years at least?
Every bit of it.
Yeah. On Shelbyville Road. So I got the most respected TV repairman in Louisville to come here. And it cost $179 to get him to do it, but I was told they will reimburse me for that. Well, you goddamn right they will. But he came here, evaluated everything, wrote up. I said, well, there you go. Does that look like nothing's wrong to you, mofos? So, yeah. Well, normally I don't have too much trouble with insurance companies, but this one here has been a little sniggly. I know that ain't really a word, but I just made it one.
Oh. Well, I was about to say,
we got 6 minutes or we have to sign off because we're not doing good.
Yeah. Tyler, instead of foot signing a release, you gotta hand sign it. Maybe
that could be part of the problem.
Yeah. Gotta use your other appendages.
I'm still getting information about this podcast that's had some things going on. I think a fairly well-known one. Oh. Mail Ali's in the house tonight. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be any reason to get rid of Facebook tonight because I don't think we're going to be here but about 6 more minutes. What have we got in donations? 35?
Roughly.
25.
25, yeah. So I got the numbers wrong. I'm worse than Dutch.
Yeah, good old Dutch. Yeah, let me look one more time. I think that's all we got. $10 on Venmo, 15. Yeah, we got 25 out of the 60 we're trying to get.
Wow.
So we'll be here 5 more minutes.
How much you need?
25. We are 35 short of 60.
Oh.
35 short of 60.
Well, the next $25 donated, if anybody does, I'll match it.
Well, there we go. Now we got a way to make $50. So if someone out there will donate $25, Cameron says he'll match it. And that will be $50, and we'll stay the whole hour. Mm-hmm. Is anybody out there good for a $25 donation? Because that'll basically be a $50 donation. Because my guest tonight, who's got a hell of a buy on his dinner tonight,
I really
didn't do too bad.
Yeah.
And and by the way, next time we go to Arby's, you're a welcome guest over there, for what I've been told, and you've been for.
Okay.
You have logged a lot of Royals chicken meals over there.
Although I have, yeah.
And then you normally with me, most of the time you get the what do you call it? It ain't the buffalo fish. It's just Nashville hot fish. That's some good stuff.
If you all here in Louisville do not go to Royals and get the Nashville hot fish, it's criminal. You should go to jail for that.
It's pretty good. There's Mail Ali sending her pictures. She's got a couple of kids in school.
She's
needing some help with school supplies. And one of the families we're trying to help, so that's Mail Ali. Honey Rose is needing a little help with transportation money to and from her college courses. And she's got they call it an OJT, on the job training. She's doing 250 hours of that every other day and going to college.
Wow.
And has to go work for free. It's part of the college shit. But the main thing is transportation to and from work. I helped her get a wardrobe to be able to wear to work. It didn't cost that much. It was like $20 for 2 or 3 outfits. So not too bad. But we're just trying to get these kids through what they're trying to accomplish. Jasmine just graduated. Jasmine said it was weird not to have to do something today. So she helped her mother clean up the backyard. So that was nice of her. And then she's making breakfast right now. That was a good looking meal there, man. I wish I could show you. I'll show you the pictures of what we got at Kingfish. Man, look at that. And that's half of one of my pieces of fish gone. And on top of that, I brought enough food home. 1, 2, 3. There's at least 4 meals in there.
Every bit of it.
That I can throw in my air fryer. At least 4 meals.
Mm-hmm.
And hang on here. We might have something. We might have something to stay the whole hour. I'm looking. I sound like Goose on Top Gun. I'm looking. Well, we got 20 of it, and we only need $5 more. $20 donation from Randy the Macho Man Satterley. So we need $5 more. And then 10 would be nice. And then Cameron will donate 25, and then that will give us 55. So we need a $10 donation out there from somebody. Come on, TC. I know you're good for one more.
Come on, buddy.
Mayla Lee says she has a dream of having a toilet. Yeah, but you also better have a dream of how we're going to get the $200 to pay for it. That one ain't going to be easy. That's going to take one of my big dogs, an Anthony Scaramucci, a Mark Cuban, an Andrew Yang, to make a big donation to be able to help buy you a toilet when we're also trying to help people get food, school supplies, electric bills. We don't have an extra $200. And as much as I would love to help you, TC from the NC has just sent $10 more to Venmo. So that is 35 of the 25. And so if Cameron is matching that $25 donation, we're good. And we will be here till 10:15. And we will answer your questions, especially to those of you that donated.
There you go. Yeah, it won't zoom in. I'm at some 35 instead of 25.
Oh, are you? Well, very kind of you. And Cameron's out of work for 10 days.
Yep.
Cameron's out of work for 10 days and doing this. And because he got hurt. Show him your forearm there.
It used to be a whole lot worse.
Yeah, I saw the pictures. It was a whole lot worse. But yeah, he's been told to take 10 days off. Yep. I'll cover the toilet when the check. Well, goddamn.
Wow.
That's mighty nice of you.
Donation.
Wish you hadn't said that. I'd have pocketed that 200. What an asshole, right? Lady wants a toilet and I'm threatening to take her toilet money. CC, that's very kind of you, man. Yeah, we'll get the exact price, but it's going to be in the neighborhood of 200, give or take a little. And if you're doing 200 of it, we'll raise the rest of it if it's any more than that. So did you hear that, Mayla Ali? I don't know when he gets his check, but he says he's going to pay for your toilet for you. And maybe we can get enough in there to fix your roof. I think you said your roof had a hole in it. So maybe we can get that fixed while we're at it too. So there you go, Mayla Lee. Mylene is watching the show. I think Mylene needed school supplies. So we're going to take a look at everything once the show's over tonight. We're here for 30 more minutes. So anybody that can be of a help, I mean, you can $5 and $10 this show to death would be great. As a matter of fact, I can collect money in here. You know, those little $5 and $10 donations you do in here. We have 3 more days. So today and the Thursday show, you can make little $5 and $10 donations in here, and we will get a check on the 21st of June that helps us with money that we're short during the month. And so if that's the only way you have to donate, or if it's easier for you to do it that way, we would love the next 2 shows if you could $5 and $10 us to death, because we will get that money the 27th, 28th, 29th, and 30th. Then after that is the cutoff, and all that money will be credited to the check we get on June the 21st. And then that's a little bonus money that comes in that helps us at the end of the month. And we appreciate that. Anybody wants to buy any of the autographs? Let me see how many of the autographs I have loaded. Now, remember, we have 2 more of the John Cena pictures. I don't know if I have any of those loaded right now from the original ones that we sold. Because Randy Satterley's got one.
There's one with you and him and at the school, at the church, was it church or school?
That was at St. Therese.
St. Therese, yeah.
Yeah, that's at St. Therese. That's me and Cena at St. Therese. And then from one extreme to the other, me, Cena, and Rico at Monday Night Raw. That is the crowd sizes are slightly different.
A little bit.
We had about 300 here. And from what I was told, we were pushing 20,000 at Freedom Hall that night.
Wow.
So that is a 300, about 20,000 for Monday Night Raw. As the OVW tag champ, we almost wrestled twice that night. We've told the story before. about how the first match of Monday Night Raw was not ready to go. And we just had the match with Brock Lesnar and Shelton Benjamin. We get back to the Gorilla. And they said, man, that match was great, guys. They said that is the first time we've ever shown replays of a dark match on Monday Night Raw with Brock's 360 whip that he does off the top rope. And can y'all do that again and change the finish? Jimmy's looking at, of course they can do it again. Just change the finish. I said, we just lost the belts to Brock and Shelton. Well, win them back. So that was the plan for us they were going to join us in Progress to have a reason to come up on the air, and that our match had gone long to make it seem real. They weren't going to tell everybody that we were out there for the second time. They were going to act like the match had gone long. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, but this is a scheduled OVW tag match that has gone long. So it's going to be your opening to Monday Night Raw tonight. And then we were going to win the OVW tag titles back from Brock and Shelton, who had just won them a few minutes ago. And so we were told to get in Gorilla, get ready to go, change the finish, mix that match up as much as you can. Just make sure you change the finish. You win the belts back, because no one on TV fucking knows. So that's what we were planning to do. And I'm telling you, 8 seconds from when they were going to send us down the ramp to appear on Monday Night Raw as the opening of the show with Jim Ross on commentary, first match is ready. And I was never so fucking disappointed. It was pretty cool to do the dark match, because the fans were treating us, the fans all knew who the fuck we were, because we were on TV in 7 states locally. So they all knew who we were. So they treated us like we were big stars too. And we were getting great crowd, which normally with dark matches, you don't get that because no one knows who the fuck is in there. But everybody knew who Cena, Brock Lesnar, Rico, and Shelton Benjamin were. And me, of course. And so it had a different feel than your normal dark match. And then Brock hits that 360 splash. I think he hit it on Rico, I'm pretty sure, to win the tag titles. And they showed that replay at least 3 or 4 times on the Titantron. And they said it was the only time that a dark match ever got multiple replays on the Titantron. So that was a pretty big deal for Brock. So that is how we almost opened up Monday Night Raw. And one of my biggest regrets is that we did not get to do that. I was talking with a young lady today over at Kingfish. I was telling her, she wanted to know why I didn't eat all my food. I said, I've had weight loss surgery and I just can't eat as much as I used to. Now that 600-pound Bolin would have eat all 3 pieces, probably 2 or 3 boxes of hush puppies, onion rings, and I'd been like you, there would have been nothing to take home. So we got that going for us. And me and Jimmy Cornette's bedroom when he paid me for sex. That's good, man. That's good.
That's before the hot tub, though.
That's before. These were pre-hot tub days. Yeah, that was Jimmy's bed in 1977. I think he still sleeps in that because I don't think Stacy lets him sleep with her.
No, probably not.
That is how the women at Kingfish looked at me tonight, Cameron. You saw it. You saw it.
I did.
There was that one girl that had like 36 ink pens on her.
Uh-huh.
And I said, hey, you got a lot of different colored pens there. And my son swears to God she did one of those as she walked by. So I don't know. That's his white supremacy shirt he's got on right there, wearing Barry Larkin's number. That's the look I got from some of the waitresses tonight when I was hitting on them. It didn't go so well. There's our little Ruby May when she was 13. That's Ruby May when she was 15. Ruby May at 16. I don't know what the hell we're feeding her over there. There is sweet little Eunice, who will be 19 on Dutch Mantel's birthday. She will be 16. Well, it's more appropriate. She will be 16 on Dutch Mantel's birthday. I think this is her 16th coming. Yeah, it'll be her 16th. And there is, we just got new shoes. Well, Bob did it. It wasn't me. Bob got new shoes for little Jara. Jara is growing like a weed. We'll make sure to show her. She's not even 3 years old yet. And the kid is in school doing a great job. Very proud of him. That is Mylene. If Mylene is still watching, he's the only one I know in the world that has an I'm a Bolin Kid shirt. So that is Mylene and her son. I hope Mylene is still watching.
I hope Mylene stands up.
My sweet little art gel. She is the only one that I know of. Well, no, there's 2 of them that have that picture with my picture built into it. And she gets cuter every damn day. I got a new picture of her to where she looks like she's about 14. and she hadn't even turned 11 yet.
Wow.
And Art Jill is, if there was ever a kid I was going to adopt, she would be the one. She is the sweetest and most appreciative kid that ever lived. That is the first ever promotional picture of me, John Cena, and Rico from 1999, maybe 2000. Can't remember the exact date.
How old was Rico there?
Rico was 39 years old in that picture, and I was 40.
Wow.
And Cena was however old he was in the year 2000. And that's John Cena among our first promos that we ever did, telling everybody to donate. We weren't taking donations yet, but he knew we were eventually. My book, we're going to do a big show on here July the 15th, celebrating the 10-year anniversary of I Probably Screwed You Too. I've got a few copies left. I still got a few copies of the Anthony Scaramucci book. We still, believe it or not, we still have this picture for sale. That is autographed by John Cena, the 17-time world champion. If somebody bought the picture, I'd probably include the book. But what I've been trying to do is sell the picture. And Mr. Cena said not to sell it for under $300. So we're holding off on that. Because he said technically he sold one copy of that for $900. Somebody paid $450 for it and then gave it back and said, I just wanted to say I owned it for a little bit. Here, sell it again. And then someone else came up and paid $450 for it, but they kept it. So he got $900 out of one of those pictures. And John Cena's Elbow Grease, if you have a child, might like that book. And we haven't mass produced those yet, but we're thinking about it. Put the Filipino flag on the back instead of the American flag.
Yeah.
Bob ain't here tonight, but if there's any hatred to go out tonight, then we throw up pictures of Ole Anderson. The Earth does not rotate; it stands still. The Steel Earth movement is going forward.
Is it really going forward if it's still though?
Probably not.
No.
And there's something very royal about that picture. Very royal.
I'm surprised it isn't in royal blue.
Probably should be. I'm not crazy about that particular crown. Oh, here we go.
It looks like the Burger King in that.
Yeah. Somebody said, I think it was Billy Sellers that said he wanted to trade one of his pictures for unmasked Rey Mysterio, and we can probably do that. There's masked Rey. I think we got one or two of those Undertakers left because he had signed a few of those for us. We got Kurt Angle. We still have that picture of John Cena. We've got Triple H. We still have The Rock.
I want to buy that rock from you eventually.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
And that one too.
That's why you are a big Austin Mark, aren't you?
Huge Austin Mark.
I've always been a big fan of Steve. It's such an honor to get to do two of his shows. And one of them was mainly me and him talking about The Walking Dead.
That's surprising as hell to me.
And neither of us can think of the names of Maya, who almost never sees The Walking Dead, had to remind us who everybody was. Another John. That is Thug Life John Cena, Word Life, as you see down there in the pictures. Shawn Michaels, I think there's one of those left. Nobody has asked for that Snitsky. Not one goddamn person has wanted that.
It was definitely his fault.
It was definitely his fault. That one's not signed, but I do have that one. Johnny Morrison, I think I got 2 or 3 of those left. I think Donald Flowers has one, and there might be 2 or 3 left.
How many different names has John Morrison?
He was a star maker for one show.
Was he really?
When I lived in Fern Creek, they brought him on Raw as Johnny Starmaker. I wrote Jim Ross that night when he was doing the Ross Report. I wrote him on Twitter and said, I don't mean to be a bit arrogant about this, but he just left OVW. And we have a star maker down here that Jim Cornette was kind enough to give me that name. Yeah. Do you think possibly that I could keep my name and not give it to him? So the next week they changed his name. They never said that I was the reason they changed it.
Wow.
But the next week he was something else, and he was Johnny Nitro. He's had more names than anybody in wrestling, I think.
Yeah, probably.
To be basically the same guy all the time.
That might have actually started his name change for every promotion he left.
Well, when he called him up, his first day there, he was Johnny Starmaker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it started with Johnny Starmaker, then Johnny Nitro, then Johnny Morrison.
And then Charlotte Flair in Louisville, Kentucky, when I was doing a watch along, because I thought they would thank me for trying to put some asses in seats. Charlotte Flair comes on, declares she's the Star Maker. Yeah, I'm a Star Maker. And I know someone put her up to it.
Right.
They're in Louisville, Kentucky.
It's yeah.
And somebody in the back put her up to saying, yeah, be the Star Maker. So, and I got hit with a copyright strike because I had the show on in the background. They threatened to shut me down for 90 days.
Oh.
I had to write the WWE and say, hey, I was trying to help you out. You had half a house.
Mm-hmm.
It was the beginning of Raw. I'm trying to get people, hey, there's plenty of good seats available. Go down there and grab a seat. It's a 3-hour show.
Right.
Go down and grab a seat. And so I'm trying to help you out, and y'all copyright strike me for trying to promote your show.
Terrible.
And Charlotte calls herself the goddamn Star Maker. I said, look on Twitter. I've got that copyrighted.
Coincidence? I'll take that.
Into Twitter. Yeah. So they put my show back up in 3 days instead of 90.
Wow.
And then Charlotte Flair was no longer the Star Maker. James Storm called himself the Star Maker on a show.
Wow.
So when I did my 1200th episode with OVW, James Storm was there. So when I'm doing commentary, I said, no, I don't like him. Why you not like him? Because he called himself Star Maker. How dare he? So he posed for a picture in the back with me with us holding the Star Maker briefcase.
Huh.
So that is the one Billy Sellers wants, is the unmasked Rey Mysterio.
It's a really nice looking one too. They really
Another John Cena. And I still have all those John Cenas.
Wow.
I can't believe that the hottest character in wrestling right now, that we have not gotten any bids because we're not taking any less than $100 for them. Because all these pictures were signed fucking 20, 23, 24, 25 years ago.
Wow.
But no, we're not going to take anything under 100.
Uh-huh.
Bret Hart, I've been told, is a fan of mine. I've never got to talk alone with Bret Hart.
You know who's a huge fan of his?
Who's that?
Bruno Raul Lamada.
Who?
Bruno Raul Lamada.
Oh, is he a big fan of Bret Hart?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Me and my ex wanted to get Raul a pop figure of his.
There's still 2 or 3 of those left, maybe 2 of signed by me and Cornette.
Well, I don't know. It never happened again.
I don't see it happening. There's 1 or 2 of those left, signed by all. You got one.
I do.
You got one. Stan Lane, Dennis Condrey, Bobby Eaton. Not gonna be any more of those. Jim Cornette. There's 1 or 2 of those left. And then we got the Rock and Roll, the Hardy Boys. I said the Rock and Roll Express. They'd appreciate that.
Oh yeah.
Who did more drugs, the Rock and Roll Express or the Hardy Boys?
No, Jeff Hardy. Mainly, it's.
Yeah. You can't throw Matt under the bus on that one, can we?
He could take that title by himself.
And but that's a pretty damn good autograph right
really
there.
Is.
That's a pretty good one. And and yours okay because the one you got was slightly bent, but did it do okay? Did you get it in frame?
Yeah, I put it in not a frame, but I put it in a top loader, and it's
what's the top loader?
Out. It's one of those hard plastic.
Yeah. Okay.
You load it to the top. That's how I got to say.
So y'all see all the autographs there. So if there's anybody that, it was me, Kenny.
WCW Ray picture.
I knew you wanted Unmasked Ray to replace, I think, one of the Rock and Roll Express or something. Yeah. And like I said, I've got that John Cena senior picture where they're together, autographed by both John Cena Sr. I can't believe we don't have a picture of that in here.
I don't either.
I'm a little surprised. Well, we'll have one on the next show.
Yeah.
Sexual assault. There it is. 1993. Look at the pleasure on the man's face.
Otherwise known as autoerotic asphyxiation.
I did show this picture to Lex Luger, and Lex says, "Yes, Kenny, that is Kevin Nash over your shoulder." When I was in Evansville, Lex was there. He was in his wheelchair, and me and Chris spent a little time with him. And I said, Lex, there's a lot of controversy. Who's over my shoulder in this picture? He said, well, that's Kevin. I said, you would be amazed how many people swear to God that's not Kevin Nash. He said, no. He said, I was there, Kenny. That was Kevin. That was in your house in Louisville. I don't know. Some of these trolls on here.
Yeah.
That ain't Kevin Nash. No, we're backstage, me and Chris and our Dolphins. And the guy that looks a little bit like Kevin behind us is not Kevin Nash. Okay. But the cool thing was that night, we're getting ready to head out the back. We're heading home. WWE had fired a bunch of people that night. Do you know who one of the people was that got fired? Because he was at Raw last week.
No.
Tatanka.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Tatanka got fired that night. And I was not a big Tatanka fan, so I didn't give a shit. I didn't care. Good.
Why did you get fired?
The people realized what I realized. He wasn't selling any tickets.
That's fair.
Yeah, if you ain't selling no tickets and no one gives a shit about your fucking gimmick, I hear Tatanka's a nice guy, so I shouldn't say anything. I shouldn't say anything, but I already did. So, but that is Kevin Nash, according to Lex Luger and me, who was fucking there, and Chris.
Yeah.
But no, they invited us to come to Monday Night Raw the next night. So I went, but Chris had school that night, the next day, and his mother wouldn't let him go.
Yes.
And but I take that back. She did let him go. You know why I remember?
Why?
Because that night, Sable came out and talked to Chris quite a bit. She brought Triple H out to talk to Chris quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then Stone Cold Steve Austin comes out, takes Christopher over to a picnic table that's up in the back at Cincinnati Gardens.
Yeah.
Sets Chris up on the table. And you know what they talked about?
What?
Fishing. Yeah.
Wow.
They talked about fishing. So Triple H, Sable, China, and Stone Cold, they spent more time with Chris that night than they spent with me.
Wow.
Well, which is cool. I mean, you got your son there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have had it any other way.
Yeah, you got to give him that moment.
But I got to sound pissed about it now. And but no, and you know why Triple H came out to talk to him?
Why?
Because word got in the back that Christopher used Triple H in all of the video games.
Nice.
And Triple, oh really? So he came out and he talked with Chris quite a bit about the video games.
Wow.
And China was real nice to him.
Yeah.
Sable did talk to me quite a bit that night. I forget why, but she talked to me quite a bit that night. And Stone Cold comes out. I talked to Steve for 5 minutes, and then the rest of the time he just takes Chris over to a picnic table and they talk about fishing. I was like, okay, all right.
That's awesome.
Yeah, pretty cool memories to have, I guess.
I'd have killed for that memory.
And one of my favorite, I wish I had a clearer picture of this because Chris loved nobody more than Owen Hart, and Owen Hart adored Chris. I don't know why. Every time he would hear we were coming to a town, because Chris claimed to be Canadian, since he was old enough to claim that he wasn't from Nashville. And Owen would meet Chris in the back and because for some reason, they always had Canadian water backstage. And Owen would always give Chris a bottle of Canadian water and then bring him in. And Chris and Owen would talk shit. But Christopher thought the world of Owen, and he was very kind to him.
I bet he was destroyed when Owen.
The one-arm body slam wearing Jerry Lawler's tights at the age of 17. It can be done. That's at Oldham County. Oh, a picture of that Chris wished he had. I was 17 there. That's backstage at Rupp Arena. That is me and Austin Idol, who even Chris says should have had Hogan's spot.
Yeah.
A lot of people say that.
Yeah, I would agree with that as well.
Who's the most famous person in that picture? Well, according to some people, it's Adrian Reynolds to the right because Bill Clinton held his picture. Do you know who one of those pictures is in a frame above Adrian's head?
Who?
The top left. Do you know who that is?
I can't make it out.
That is Roberto Clemente.
What?
That is Roberto Clemente.
No.
I've never looked at the pictures in the background. I can't really make out any of them.
Oh, wow.
But that is Roberto Clemente to the top left.
Huh.
I have no idea. I got a lot of pictures there. I must have really liked that centerpiece of that wall because the other side is another window just like that.
Yeah.
And I had to pull the blinds down because when the train goes by, the blue lights would spin in your face.
Oh.
I love the train going by. The train would put me to sleep, but the blue lights would wake you up. So I had those extra thick window blinds. That's my Zenith Allegro stereo. My mother bought me that. I've got the mouse over it like people can see the mouse. So directly behind Adrian is a Zenith Allegro stereo with piano key cassette deck, a turntable with a dust cover. And my mother bought me that for my high school graduation. So I guess I was 18 there. And it was $399. Or was I? No, she bought me that my sophomore year. So I was 16 or 17 there. 17. No, I was 16 because I didn't have Jerry Lawler's tights yet, as you can see. Those are Cornette's long johns. That is my underwear, though. That's Cornette's shirt. That's Cornette's mask. My socks, his knee pad. And that's my old buddy Mike Heilman, who's now a Trump supporter, so we don't speak. And then Adrian Reynolds, who was beaten up and killed by the Louisville Police Department. Probably around 2000. Well, no, I take it back. Probably 97 or 98.
Yeah.
Maybe 97. And Bill Clinton held Adrian's picture over his head at Freedom Hall.
Wow.
So, yeah. So, anything else in there? Me, my racist brother, and my mother. One of our last trips to visit my mom. And the only time I ever went by the name Kenny Risen was as timekeeper for Smoky Mountain Wrestling, and they had me open the show where a big controversy happened that I had to dive in the ring and save Tommy Rich.
Huh.
The heels had turned on Tommy.
Wow.
And I jumped in the ring and laid my body over Tommy to save him from getting a beat down from the heels.
Wow.
They wouldn't beat me, but they beat up Tommy Rich. And then I was explaining what had happened and that they were trying to blame me for ringing the bell early or something. So they had the timekeeper, the announcer, and there's various other people come on and explain why it wasn't our fault.
Who were the heels though that night?
The heels?
Yeah.
I swear to God, I can't remember.
Ah.
I think they were wrestling the Rock and Roll Express. And then it was Tommy Rich. You know what? It was probably D'Lo Brown. And it might have been New Jack and Mustafa.
Oh,
Yeah.
What a hell of a beat down there.
I was sure I was set up.
Oh my God.
Kenny, you jump in there. They won't fuck with you. Yeah.
You talk about New Jack and
White guy laying on top of another white guy. And they're not going to hurt me. Yeah.
Yeah. He's about to add another one to the roster.
And the reason I don't do autograph sessions anymore, this is the last huge autograph session that I held. And it drew the pigeons, but we had all those seats set up there thinking there'd be a lot of fans sitting in those waiting to meet me, but it was a lonely day for the autographs that day. But the pigeons all liked me.
You're nothing but birds.
And I showed it with crackers and peanuts, so they were happy. When I got mad at Jim, see that's the original version of that picture that Marvel Comics artist drew. So when me and Jimmy quit speaking, I had him do that.
Bro 316.
Bro
I love
316. So that's the original. You can't see me, and you can't see Cena because the briefcase blocks his face. And then I just had him draw Russo and take coordinates. I wonder why Jimmy hates me so bad.
I wonder.
My first ever promo picture in OVW, that was 1999, I guess. And that was my first ever promotional picture. Me and Jerry the King Lawler. You know how old Lawler was there? He's 74 now.
When was that?
75. Yeah, he's 75 now.
That was 77?
Well, let me take that back. And November 29th, because him and Dutch have the same birthday as well, and JBL. Mm-hmm. Jerry Lawler will be 75. I'm currently 65. So Jerry Lawler in that picture was 27.
Wow.
And I was 17.
Wow.
And he got inducted and he never signed that picture for me until we got in the Hall of Fame.
Huh.
And then that's when I signed it and gave him a copy. So we each have a copy of that picture. And so, yeah. And then a guy who's still doing pretty good on Raw, Carlito.
He's a body guy now.
Apparently, that's what he's doing. He still likes his apples. And but yeah, that's me, Carlito, and Mike Mondo. And I kind of like that white. There's the yellow one over there, off to your right. Go ahead and grab that and pull that up here. I don't show it up here on camera very often. But being as the donations have not been too bad, and thanks to you helping out tonight, we appreciate that.
There's that.
Well, might help. Yeah, I gotta take that down.
There's that right there.
And then the other side. And that briefcase there, one of the last people I hit with it was John Cena with Jim Ross doing commentary. Oh, wow. That was if you can find that match, it was pretty cool. It's Jim Ross doing commentary. And yeah, it shows up pretty good there, don't it?
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
There we go. Yeah, the yellow stands out.
It really does.
All right. Yep. So what time? 10, 11?
Would you like this?
Well, number one, it didn't have a shitload of pictures in it like it does now.
Yeah.
And Batista, I hit flat in the back with it as hard as I could. Yeah. But me and Batista had heat back then when he thought I was hitting on his wife or his girlfriend. And the spot called for me to hit Batista in the back.
Yeah.
And Jimmy says, well, whatever you do, he said, if you're going to settle up with him, make sure you use the edge. Because Jimmy didn't like it either. So make sure you use the edge and lay that fucker out. I said, no, that's probably not going to work. Yeah. And let's see. I like the one picture of Jim Cornette. I love trains. I used to work for Amtrak. No, I didn't know that, Billy. When did you work for Amtrak? I didn't know that.
Well, Billy, I know one person that also loves trains, and that's Jim Cornette.
Mm-hmm.
He loves them being run on his wife.
Glad you're here to say that. You are his son, his illegitimate bastard son.
I don't know whose son I am, but I do know Jim Cornette's father.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Randy, what do you agree with? Because I've said so much shit. WCW.
Ray. It's who's talking about the Ray. The Unmasked.
Oh, yeah. That's definitely WCW days, without a doubt. No doubt. Randy, you'll have to tell. What do you think Randy agrees with? Because I've talked a lot of shit and I don't know.
He said he agrees with Chris, so I don't know.
I don't know. I don't. You'll have to remind me, Macho Man. Well, we've had a fun show. We're only here 3 more minutes.
Yeah. But it's the one in the 9th here.
Well, you and a couple of others bailed us out tonight.
I want to see it.
No, we never got another donation in the last 30 minutes.
Dad, come it.
Yeah, you were the last donation.
Wow.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Well, you do, right?
You win some, and just like the Chinese food, you dim some.
Why you won't be back on the show?
That's exactly why I won't be back on the show.
Well, at least we do have enough to get Jambi's electric bill paid.
Good, at least that.
Yeah, we get Jambi's electric bill paid. We got to work on Ruby May's electric bill.
Walt B. Bad wants to know if you ever met the Shockmaster.
Honey, we just had a fan who's waiting to get an insurance check, and he says he personally will help you get your bathroom done. So we'll see if we can get some donations to get your roof fixed as well. And within the next 2 weeks, you might get the groundbreaking on your bathroom. I guess she's still watching.
Oh, I don't
know. That's May Lally, the one you said was pretty.
Yeah, she actually is very pretty.
But
yeah, have you ever met the Shockmaster?
What's his real name?
I believe it was Fred Ottman.
Yes. You know how? Well, I didn't meet him in person.
Was it Fred Ottman or was it?
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I didn't meet him in person, but we became good friends when there was a podcast out there that was audio only that Jerry Jarrett and Cornette hosted, and they were roasting me. And they brought Fred Ottman on, and he and I got along pretty good. And I forgot he was Shockmaster.
I was doing a little research and trying to find out exactly.
So we never met in person, but he did.
Yep, Fred Ottman.
But he did. He was on that roast with me where Cornette and Jerry Jarrett were helping roast me, and it was called Blog Talk Radio.
Oh yeah.
And whoever was running that show then, I forgot who it was. I think one of her partners died recently, her husband or something. And this was years ago, back around 2012, 2013. And should have. He agrees on the. Yeah. Now, who's this here? Because I don't recall that name. But yeah, so me and Fred became friends, and we, I think, followed each other on social media for a little bit. Is he still alive?
I believe he is. Yeah.
And yeah, hell, I'd actually love to have. Was he also Tugboat?
Yes.
Okay.
Tugboat, yeah.
That's the one then, because it had Tugboat and Earthquake. And Chris would talk many times about how good Earthquake was.
Oh yeah.
And that we didn't realize how good he was.
Yeah. There was something I was going to say.
And thank you, Randy, for your $20 donation tonight. We appreciate it because he donated the other night as well. Randy is waiting to get paid so he can get his Trish Stratus picture, I think, in June.
And if you don't,
not too many days away. Did you hear that?
Yeah, you got some competition there.
Got a battle. Thanks for answering my question, guys. Appreciate it. Also nice to see Jim Jr. and Jim Jr.'s there. Well, you could be kind enough to either get a membership badge or make a little donation to help us out with our families. You can do, because I don't normally answer the questions unless you're a member or make a donation. But I had not seen your name before. You sure your name ain't Johnny B?
That's good.
Yeah, it wasn't bad, was it?
Wasn't bad. But
wasn't bad. Walt bad, yeah. So, but no, as a rule, membership has its privileges, and then that's how we do that. So there we go. We'll throw that up there too. And let me see if I can get a running total on what we've done tonight. I shall see, because we're 2 minutes over right now. Let's see.
Last minute donations. Hit the
Nobody
button.
made any of those $5 donations in here like I begged everybody to do.
Yeah.
Billy, you could have done one of those.
Yeah.
Because I've seen Billy do them before.
Right.
So we got $35 from Cameron, matching the 35 that came from 2 other people. We had Daniel Limley with a $15 donation. That might be all the PayPal donations. Let me go to Venmo and see what we got.
That's 70 and 85.
Got to do the fingerprint ID there. Anytime. Transactions. We got $10 from Tyler C. Randy Satterley with 20. Tyler C with 10. So 20 there. So we got 40 on Venmo tonight.
Oh, okay.
And then 35, 45, 50 on, it was a 50 on PayPal?
My 35 and the other 35 made it 70. And then you said there was another one for 15. And that made
that was a 20 out of Satterley.
Okay.
10 out of TC, and then TC did another 10.
Okay.
We'll donate on the next one. Once I figure out how this works, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed. Well, that's my entire audience. So,
especially his guests here.
Yeah. Well, the ways to do it are right there in front of you. I need to take down the comments.
Yeah.
So that one up there. The ways to donate are in front of you. If you have any of those ways, you can also donate in here. No, I do not have competition. Uh-oh.
Well, you will if you miss that payment.
Sounds like an open challenge right there.
Yeah.
On the Trust picture.
The easiest way to get a hold of Kenny's donation page is to scan that PayPal QR code right there with your phone.
Yeah, that's how you can donate to the Bolin Services Incorporated PayPal account, which is linked directly, which I just got help from Fidelity today on how to do that. Fidelity is setting me up a separate bank account exclusively for Bolin Services Incorporated, which is a separate PayPal account. And that PayPal account is Bolin Services Inc. at gmail.com. I'm sorry, Bolin Services Incorporated at gmail.com. So that's the QR code for it right there. And it's also written up here. And that is an exclusive not-for-profit account that PayPal set me up 3 weeks ago. And we're ready to link a Fidelity separate account to that. And they just gave me instructions today on how to get all that done. So we'll have the linked accounts by the end of the week. And that way we can transfer money in and out of PayPal through that Fidelity account to take care of our families in need. We are officially a 501c3 profit organization registered with the state of Kentucky and the IRS. There is a link that you can go to find that. But anybody that needs my tax identification number that donates decent money to this show and files long form, write me. We will send you all the information you need for the tax identification number, the paperwork proving that we are a 501c3. I'll have to write Carrie and get the link, because there's a link you can go to where you just type in the name of my company and it pops up our tax ID number that we are listed in the state of Kentucky as a 501c3 and registered with the Internal Revenue Service. And which, if you lie about that, you're a fucking idiot, because they will fuck with you for that. So we gave you 6 extra minutes tonight, guys, and I'm sure Cameron's got to get home eventually. You're off work for a little bit, I guess.
Just a little bit.
How much longer do you have on leave of absence?
Just as long as the MRI takes to the results to come back.
Well, you were talking about possibly getting short-term disability, and just tell them if they need a reference. I will refer you for long-term mental disability, and then we'll split the money.
I did want to bring up. I forgot what I was going to tell you, but now I remember.
Do you remember now?
Yeah, I do.
Well, now would be a good time to bring it up. Now that you remember it.
Do you know who voiced the Shockmaster when he first came out?
No,
it was Ole Anderson coming through a microphone.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
No, Billy, I agree. I thought tonight was a good show. I thought Cameron added a lot for hanging around, helping me out tonight. And Cameron had to make 4 trips bringing all my food up from the SUV. Bringing all the food. He helped me walk my dogs tonight. They helped me tidy up my yard. And Cameron also hung those beautiful banners that you see, that big, beautiful banner. That sounds familiar, doesn't it? Those big, beautiful banners that are hanging up on my porch. Cameron hung all those for me. And we also learned a little bit about T-boning tonight.
Yeah, that's also
separate topic.
Big beautiful flags.
Big beautiful flags.
Maybe we should go with banner, because that might
banner. Let's go with big beautiful banner.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
That way we can't get the 2 words conflated.
We don't want to do that. Don't want to do that. Let's see here. 3 PayPal notifications.
Oh.
Did we get something later? Or am I just no? Well, let's see. Maybe we got something late in. I don't know.
We might have.
Oh well, he donated $5. Walton Goggins.
Walton
His name isn't Banner. Is your name? Is it Boner or Bonner?
It's Bonner.
I hope it's Boner. Yeah, it's got 2 ends.
Yeah.
Thank you, Walter. We appreciate it. $5 donation and 15. But let me make sure I get all the donations in. $5 from Walt Boner. That's going to be his new name.
Yeah.
$35 from Cam Moron. $15 from Daniel Lemley. And then we had our Venmo.
I tell you what, if you turn that O into an A, you wouldn't like him when he was angry.
Might not. Might not. And I'm still wondering where my $25 transfer went to Venmo, because that would put us in a little better shape in Venmo. I got to find out where that fucking money went.
Venmo,
probably because I transferred it out of Fidelity.
Maybe.
Everything is still on a bit of a delay coming out of Fidelity, even though everything's been approved. They got me my money back. They said it would take me 2 or 3 days to actually get it in my real account.
Okay.
So probably because I transferred that money from Fidelity to Venmo,
that may be the case.
it's probably going to be delayed by 2 or 3 days. So as long as it's going there, I guess that's the bottom line, and that's what matters.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Walt. We hope you tune in. Read the ways to get a membership to the show. It's only $3 for our minimum membership. Billy normally has one. We don't know why he let his expire. I know goddamn well he's got $3. He ain't fooling anybody. And hopefully everybody that ordered autographs from us will settle up with us in early June. Mm-hmm. Get those taken care of, because like I said, once people make a pledge, we spend the money assuming that they will honor their pledge. So we hope all that works out. And I do need to get a young man that wrote Bob. He traded out his autograph for one of the Stone Cold Steve Austin autographs, and we're going to get all those shipped out here soon. And Billy, if you decide you would like one of those autographed John Cena Senior pictures in lieu of what you had ordered, it's a $200 picture. Well, he wants $300, but we'll take 2 in your case. If you would like one of those, that'd be a great picture to have. We got 2 more of them coming with certificates of authenticity. And once I have those, I will let you know. And then I will mail you everything I owe you in one mailing. And remember, Kingfish, we got to thank Kingfish again tonight. Go on a Tuesday night, 1 person buys a platter, your 2 kids eat for $1 with the chicken. Were there other options, or was it just the chicken strips and fries?
I believe it's anything on the kids menu.
Anything on the kids menu. They're for $1.
Yeah.
So if you're a single mom, or a single dad even, shit.
We don't discriminate.
We don't care. Yeah, whatever.
And on Mondays.
And then on Mondays, all you can eat fish. It's $25 if you just want either catfish, scrod, or shrimp. $25, you get one of those. And if you want all 3, all you can eat. God, I hope Cameron don't go over there. They'll never speak to us again. It is. Do you like all 3 of those things?
I don't know what scrod is, but
you would like scrod. I've had it.
I do love catfish, though.
If you like catfish, I think you'll like scrod.
Mm-hmm.
But you always got catfish there.
Sure.
And
I like popcorn shrimp. I don't like to devein it.
I don't know which shrimp they have. Maya likes the deveining shit, which yeah.
I couldn't do it.
Not a shrimp guy.
Yeah.
So we're saying goodbye tonight. I'll take one, Kenny. Well, I appreciate that, Billy. I appreciate that. I got 2 of them coming. Once they come in, we'll get all your stuff mailed out together. Once they're paid for, of course. 2 of them you've already paid for, so we haven't forgot you. But that'll be a special picture to have. It really will. Mm-hmm. And I think the next 2 that are coming are going to be glossy versions.
Oh,
so that'll be pretty cool.
That'll be really cool,
because I don't even have one of those.
No.
And then I still have the $300 Cena picture in the trunk of my car.
Wow.
As a matter of fact, before you leave, I might have you look in my trunk. I think there's a Pete Rose bat.
Oh,
and that picture down there. And I'll have you bring those up so I have them, and that way I can show them on the show.
Yeah, you should.
Maybe make them auction off a little better. And it's just in the trunk of my, and I'll sit out on the porch and bring it to me.
Speaking of showing stuff on the show, did you ever show that picture rather of Rock Senior and
Rock Senior,
Dwayne Johnson Senior,
yeah,
and Dave Brown and what's his co-host name from Memphis?
Lance Russell.
Lance Russell.
I haven't as of yet.
No, okay.
Send it to me. I'll send it to Bob and get him to upload it on the show.
That's a really good picture, though.
It is. It is. Yeah, it goes back. It goes back to the days I knew him when he admitted that he was making under $300 a week in Memphis.
Wow.
And he was going by Flex Cabana when he got called up to Raw. And when he went to Canada to play Canadian football, he was so broke that he stole a mattress out of, well, he didn't steal it because it was in a dumpster. Yeah. He took a mattress out of a dumpster and put it in his apartment so he'd have something to sleep on.
That's insane.
Sprayed it down with Lysol, put some sheets on it, and good to go.
Wow.
Hey, what do you do, right?
Yeah.
What do you do? And have you ever wondered why they make mattresses white?
Why?
Well, that's what I'm wondering, because now I'm seeing a lot of mattresses. These Sealy Posturepedics, you see all these mattresses on TV that are dark blue, black. That's what they always should have been, because what happens on beds? Either you cut something and bleed, the dog pees on your bed, maybe you pee in the bed.
Fair.
Why wouldn't you have a dark colored mattress? They should have all been dark. Just something that was bothering me the other day. What's the fuck with a white mattress? What the fuck's with white sheets? Really?
Well, that can be asking a few different things in life. What's with the white sheets?
Remember when Dutch Mantel, back when his grandfather was in the KKK?
Yeah.
And he used to walk around with the sheets. He forgot to get the eyes out of the face.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Dutch Mantel's grandpa wasn't very bright. That's a joke, ladies and gentlemen. We don't know for a fact. We don't know for a fact that that's what Dutch Mantel's grandpa did.
Yeah, we cannot substantiate those claims because we weren't.
Billy's out of here. Billy stayed an extra 25 minutes tonight. He's normally out of here at 10:05.
Billy made the big sale.
He did. So we stayed till 10:30. We did an hour and 22 minutes tonight. Yeah. So, of course, a lot of that was theme music.
It really was.
And you're going to get theme music again because the closing theme is going to play here in just a minute. So, for babbling Bob Hazelwood, who just did 5 nerd nights in Dallas with board games spelled BORED, Bob had a big thing going on in Dallas. You couldn't. It only cost $90. You couldn't pay me $90 a night to go do that. But Bob was there.
That sounds like an erotic novel. 5 nerd nights in
Dallas. Yeah. So Bob, I don't even know if Bob had anything to do tonight. I just think he's recovering from his nerd weekend. Yeah. Coltrane, they show. Thursday night we have Jaden Drago on the show, who trained Coltrane in wrestling. And we're going to reunite them for the first time in 11 years. So spread the word about that. That'll be a fun show. Maybe Cameron can drop in the chat room here and check us out Thursday night. But yeah, Jaden Drago, guest here on the show from I forgot where he lives. I think he's from Nebraska. And Coltrane's from Nebraska. But Jaden Drago is going to be on here, and they had no clue about each other till Jaden is watching the show. He says, "Is that Jason Tivis?" I said, "Yeah." "How do you know his real name?" He says, "I know that guy." And then I asked Coltrane, "Hey, do you know Jaden Drago?" He says, "How do you know that name?" I said, "Well, he was on a PayPal call with me the other day." I said, "The guy from PayPal couldn't believe that I knew who Jaden Drago was." I said, "I've heard the name." He says, "I text my friend." He says, "You know who Kenny Bolin is?" "Yeah, I know who Kenny Bolin is." "Oh, how do you know him?" He said, "I'm on the phone with him." "You're on the phone with Kenny Bolin?" So he was shocked that either of us knew of the other. And one thing led to another. Now, Jaden Drago will be on the show Thursday night, 9 p.m. with Coltrane if he shows up for his own show. And he's going to see the guy that trained him 11 years ago for the first time in 11 years.
Wow.
So that ought to be some fun. So spread the word. Find people that are like yourselves that give a shit about other people. Those of you that donate. It ain't very many of you, but we appreciate those that do. Thank you, Walt, for your first ever donation. And we hope you drop in here Thursday night. And until Thursday night at 9:05 p.m. Eastern time or something thereabouts, after a lot of intros and a lot of theme music, you'll see us. And until then, stay tuned. If you like that theme music, it's coming again. So until Thursday night at 9:05 p.m. Eastern time, I'm the Star Maker. That's the Cam Moron. And we did say a good